Rajneeti, supported by Sona Tours, specialized in community and religious group tours. Call Sona Tours on 0208 951 0111.
Good evening and welcome to this MATV production of Rajneeti, which in Hindi means politics. Tonight we're going to be discussing recent events in Pakistan. And we are joined by, on my immediate right, John Bosco, who is an IT program manager and a political analyst and an anchor of Gateway Gazette on television. On his immediate right is Michael Massey, who is a community worker and a financial secretary for the Labour Party in Croydon. He is also a former diplomat. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us this evening.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for inviting us.
What I would like to start off is by talking about the most recent political upheaval in Pakistan, which involved the Supreme Court's decision to disqualify the Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif from holding office. There are two perspectives on this, according to many different opinions. One is that this is just another form of coup d'etat in which the deep state, the people who rule Pakistan from behind the curtains, the eminence grise of power in Pakistan, that is the military, that they are now in collaboration with the Supreme Court in effecting this decision to get rid of a prime minister that they don't like anymore. And also, the other view is that this is a demonstration of democracy, that the courts have ruled that Nawaz Sharif is unfit for office, although it has to be said he hasn't been actually charged with corruption personally. It's something to do with his family. But those are 2 points of view. And I'll start with you, John Bosco. Would you like to give us your opinion about this?
I will go with the second option. The first option, I don't see there is any involvement of what we were thinking that army is involved this time. The reason is it is totally, first of all, this case is prejudice. I don't want to say anything which will affect the case, but definitely on the basis of the news which I have been watching from the last 1 month, the charges are definitely for corruption charges, and the Supreme Court has given this case under NAP court. So that means the case is there. So that was a moral responsibility of the Prime Minister that he should leave his position as a democratic person. So I don't think so there is any involvement like we had in the past.
Okay, thank you for that. And Michael Massey, do you agree with that?
To be very honest, I'm 100% agree with Mr. John Bosco, and I think so that, as you said, that there's the involvement of army in this case. I think so. No, it's not right. It's totally decision of the court. And unfortunately, when since Pakistan has come into the independence, most of the time the army have ruled on the country. And the elected prime ministers got they have not even complete their period of the term. And if you say 4 or 5 dictators came and they ruled on 8-9 years on the country, the army. Whereas the 18 prime ministers ruled for half of the period of the independence of Pakistan. So I think so democrat system is very weak at the moment in this country. They have not got full, period to serve the people. And this is the reason I think so the democracy is a little bit weak in that country.
Well, thank you again for that. Obviously, as you two gentlemen are taking that position, it will fall to me to play devil's advocate, to put the other perspective in that case. And it is quite clear to Western analysts that Pakistan's the history that you have alluded to, the history of Pakistan is such that prime ministers seem to come and go almost as quickly as the seasons. Perhaps the average duration, the tenure of a prime ministership in Pakistan is something in the order of half of the actual office.
Yes.
Half of the time of the prescribed office. And so there's obviously something wrong there when what was originally designed by Muhammad Ali Jinnah when he formed this country was that it would be a democratic country that would elect successive governments, that the military would play only a defense role, that they wouldn't have any other role to play. Well, quite clearly that hasn't worked out. In reality, as you've said, you've had military dictatorships, Zia al-Haq, Musharraf, and so on, and they always seem to topple governments. Such as Benazir Bhutto had 2 terms. She was removed halfway through. Her father, who had a pretty long tenure because he survived for 4 years, I think.
5 years.
Almost 5, yes. 4 years and some months, I think. He also was removed. Many, some of them, I have a list, in fact, here. Some of them only lasted 9 months. In 1 or 2 cases, just a matter of days. So they were removed by the military. So, yes, there is, it seems, an effort to democratize the political system in Pakistan, but always behind the scenes, it appears that the military are there as an omnipotent force, and they will remove any political leader, regardless of the size of his mandate, and they will remove him if he isn't towing the party line. And by the party line, I mean the military approach to. For example, Nawaz Sharif is known to have wanted to try to make peace with India. The military appear to have obstructed that. When he sent his envoy to India to try to pave the way for negotiations to settle outstanding disputes, including the thorny issue of Kashmir, there were incidents on the border that were alleged to have been provocations by the military to scupper those negotiations. So in that light, surely it must be a case that the reality is that a political leader in Pakistan can't really do very much without the approval of the military.
Well, your question was very lengthy, and I think I will try my level best to answer your question. I think it's not only the military. If we go back into the history, when Jinnah, well, the idea of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who was given the rank as a Qaid-e-Azam, so the great leader. So after he died in 1948, it is not only the military, it is the religious parties who took over Pakistan. It's historically, it's not only the military. If you will go back into history, you will realize that that every government, including the People's Party, when even the Prime Minister Bhutto, when he was alive, he also played in the hands of religious parties. Even the Ayub Khan, who had a government for over 10 years, he was also played in the hands of religious party. These were the religious parties. They wanted Pakistan as an Islamic country when initially Pakistan was not an Islamic country, it was a democratic Pakistan. But later the name was changed, the Islamic Democratic Pakistan. So the question is that because who give the power to military? It's not only the military, but my answer is that I think the political government, they got the opportunity to deliver, but unfortunately they were not deliver what was expected from them. Just take the example of Turkey. There was a coup. There was a coup last year. Unfortunately, the military were not able to succeed it. Because the reason was that the Erdogan, who is the president, he delivered. So similarly, the recent government, at some extent, I agree with you that Nawaz Sharif has changed his stance. Before 1999, when he had a couple of government, that time he was very much pro-Islamic. But this time, when he got back, I think his stance was very different. He wanted a good government. He wanted to deliver. But unfortunately, the political party, just take the example of the other political party, whether they are on the same page, unfortunately not. So according to the constitution, according to the Pakistani constitution, it is not necessary that Prime Minister should complete his 5 years, but the parliament, the elected parliament, should complete its 5 year. Similarly, this had happened in the last government. The 2 prime ministers sent back by the court because of the corruption charges, but the parliament completed the government. I don't know whether I didn't read that unfortunately what you said that Nawaz Sharif wanted to have a good relation with India, and I think that every government in Pakistan, they always have a good relation.
Try to do that.
They try to do that, and in the past, if you remember that Musharraf himself went twice to India, and we have a history that most of the prime minister went to India and they watched the a cricket match there, and they tried to create a good atmosphere between two countries. But I would say, unfortunately, I won't say who do not want that both countries should have a good relation. It is not only the army, it is not the prime minister. I don't know, I'm not a palmist to realize that who is behind that. But I believe that the Pakistani government wanted a good relation with India.
That seems to be true.
And I just want to add in this, when Pakistan got freedom from English people, from
free of the Raj,
British rules.
Yes.
Pakistan was not, it was divided. India and Pakistan was divided on 2 theory nations. And Quaid-e-Azam, in the very beginning, he did not give the name Islamic Republic of Pakistan. It was only, Republic of Pakistan. And
he wanted the secular. He was a secular.
And unfortunately, he was not. His health did not. Allow him to stay longer than
a couple of years. He was gone. He was dead.
And soon after the independence, he died.
Yes.
And the second person was Liaquat Ali Khan, who was shut down by someone in the very beginning. So the actual creator of Pakistan was they left Pakistan very soon. So I think so. This is the reason that the democracy could not on that track, which Quaid-e-Azam and Liaquat Ali Khan want to put Pakistan on that democracy.
Well, basically what you are both saying, you two gentlemen, is that the religious groups may well be the power in the country. However, I would quote to you a fairly famous quotation from Mao Zedong, that political power comes out of the barrel of a gun. And the guns in Pakistan are in the hands of the military. And I think most observers in the West believe that it is the military who are the power behind the scenes in Pakistan, and that the religious groups, and I'm not talking about the religious moderates, I'm talking about the religious extremists who appear to exercise considerable power, considerable influence, are actually also controlled by the military. However, gentlemen, we are coming to a short break, so perhaps we can discuss this at greater length after this break. And I would also ask you to look at the 1971 Civil War, which didn't have any religious connotation, because the Bengalis were Muslims. The West Pakistanis were Muslim, the Punjabi and Sindhi people, they were Muslim. There wasn't a religious divide, there wasn't religious conflict, it was strictly political. The Awami League in the East had won an election, and the common people, including the religious establishment, I think, for the most part, were quite happy to accept that. It was the military who didn't want it. However, that's a question which I will put to you after this. We can discuss that perhaps from that perspective.
No worries.
After this,
that would be fine.
after this
That would
break.
be fine, no worries.
No.
Okay. So we're going to a break now. Please do join us again, where this rather interesting discussion can.
At Leica Mobile, we do things your way. Buy a new SIM with our UK Plan Ultra online and enjoy 15 gigabytes of ultra-fast 4G data and unlimited UK minutes and texts. All of this for the low price of just £12 for 30 days. This 50% off contract-free offer is available on our 4G LTE UK network. Don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity. Visit leicamobile.co.uk today. Terms and conditions apply. Your data, your way. Leica Mobile.
हेस्टन हाइड वेस्ट लंदन के सबसे शानदार होटल्स में से एक with 303 air conditioned rooms and suites, one of the largest banquet spaces in London, meeting room for up to 1200 people, conferences, musical function, weddings या कोई भी गैदरिंग, मनपसंद भोजन, शानदार आयोजन और बेहतरीन वेन्यू, 400 गाड़ियों की पार्किंग के साथ हेस्टन हाइड. फॉर बुकिंग्स कॉल 0208 572 1818.
Pure Heaven. Non-alcoholic celebration drinks. All the fun without the alcohol. Pure Heaven. Make every moment a sparkling moment.
Now available at selected Tesco stores and Amazon. Britain's only Hindi newspaper Jagatwani presents British Asian Achievers Award on Friday, 13th of October 2017 at the Grosvenor House, Marriott Hotel, Park Lane, London. The awards will be attended by successful businesses, politicians. To know more about the event, please contact Manoj Kumar on 07828 125 861.
Rajneeti, supported by Sona Tours, specialized in community and religious group tours. Call Sona Tours on 0208 951 0111.
Science of Spirituality, a worldwide spiritual organization dedicated to transforming lives through meditation, invites you to attend free public talks by world-renowned spiritual master and head of Science of Spirituality, Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj. Discover how a simple form of meditation can enhance the quality of your life. Free programs will be held at Symphony Hall in Birmingham September 1st and 2nd and at the Grand Sapphire Hall in London on September the 4th and 5th. To learn more, visit sos.org.
सुखदेव्स रेस्टोरेंट एंड बार शानदार महफिल के लिए जानदार जगह. बर्थडे पार्टीज, रिसेप्शंस, फैमिली गैदरिंग्स, ऑन डिमांड फूड, एक्सलेंट वेन्यू एंड रीजनेबल प्राइजेस. साउथ हॉल स्टेशन के पास 123 बीकन्सफील्ड रोड, साउथ हॉल. कॉल 0208 571 7669 और लॉग ऑन टू www.sukhdevsrestaurant.com.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
Namaste. I love India. So, travel a lot? No, just on business. You love India without experiencing it. But I have experienced it right here on Air India. I always fly Air India. Me too.
Now fly anywhere to anywhere. Earn and redeem miles via 27 Star Alliance partners. Air India. Proud to be Indian. Proud to be global.
हजारों लोग हर रोज सुबह से रात तक कभी न कभी एमए टीवी जरूर देखते हैं. They might be your future customers, but you have to tell them about your products and services. Let's grow your business with MATV. Advertise, promote and market your product and services on MATV. Call MATV Sales on 07970 337036 or 0208 795 0026.
किस्मत कब क्या करेगी किसको पता है. खुशी गम, शुभ अशुभ, दुख सुख, आपकी किस्मत का हाल किस्मत कर्मा के साथ आपके अपने चैनल MATV पर.
Leica presents The Bang, the tour in association with ZTV.
Hi, my name is Salman Khan. And I'm coming to London and I'm coming to Birmingham to perform. Hope to see you guys there. Be happy.
On Saturday, 16th September at Barclaycard Arena, Birmingham, and on Sunday, 17th September at the O2 Arena, London. For more information and tickets, visit thebang.uk.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were discussing Pakistan. For those who might have joined us late, we're talking about the divisions that seem to have existed in Pakistan, the role of the military, the role of religious minorities, whether or not Pakistan's fledgling democracy is really ever going to get off the ground. Will the military permit it? Will the extremists, the religious extremists, permit it? So, gentlemen, what were your thoughts on that? I'd like particularly to deal with the formation of Bangladesh in 1971, because that happened at a period when there was a military dictatorship. I think of Ayub Khan.
No.
Oh, Yahya Khan.
It was Yahya Khan.
It was Yahya Khan.
General Yahya Khan.
It was General Yahya Khan. He succeeded Ayub Khan, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, they had the language protest first, and they handled it so badly, the military. Do you think if the political establishment in Pakistan, people like Ali Bhutto and Surawadi, all of the people who were involved in the original setup of Pakistan, had they been in control, they might have been more, although it was Jinnah who tried to insist that Urdu was the one official language of the whole of Pakistan, whereas the majority of the people who happened, small majority who lived in Bengal, spoke Bengali. They didn't want to abandon their language, their culture, and yet there was this insistence that they give up Bengali as an official language and start learning Urdu instead. That seemed like short-sighted, and I'm sure there must have been deep regrets later when the events of 1971 occurred and Bangladesh broke away from Pakistan. And so, but that wasn't a religious conflict. That was political.
It was political as well as religious. Just if you will go back, just see the role of Jamaat Islami. That was the single party that time. The role of Jamaat Islami
and the Muslim League
and the Muslim League, but the Muslim League was not that active as it is active now. Muslim League. Yes. So now the Muslim League is divided in many fictions. So Muslim League Noon or Fay or Kaf, whatever it is. So the point is that because you already read the history, when the elections took place that time, it was not a Bhutto who took the position. That was Mujibur Rahman who won the election.
Yes, he won on behalf of the Awami League.
Yeah, Awami League. But unfortunately, those elections were not accepted by the Democratic Party, People's Party. If they would have accepted those elections, I don't think so there is any problem. There won't be, because that was a political party. That was Bhutto when said, okay, you can take that place and I will take that place. That was the problem.
Yes. Well, I think that it's fairly well established historically that Zulfikar Ali Bhutto had conversations with the army before April 1971 when Operation Searchlight began, and that Ali Bhutto was probably a party to what happened. But it was the military who decided that solved the problem with outright brutality, and in fact they carried out a form of genocide against the Awami League, their supporters. Millions of Hindus were murdered. It was a dreadful experience for most of the people and led to a lot of bitterness. And Mujibur Rahman was actually in prison in Pakistan at that time. He was a prisoner in West Pakistan. And so the reason I'm bringing that up is to point out that whenever the military are in control of things, they seem to make a bad hash of it. The results are never great, because they seem to have a one-track mind, which is we can solve all problems with brute force. And that doesn't always work. It didn't work in the case of Bangladesh. There are problems now in Balochistan, where the military seem to think that they can solve the problem of Baluchi insurgency, when in fact all they're doing is making matters worse, according to international observers. So once again, it's a very complex problem. Pakistan, to me, seems to be rent with not so much with diversity as with differences, and the differences are very pronounced. On the one hand, I mean, in the north, in the Waziristan, there's civil war. The Pakistani Taliban are at war with the central government. There is insurgency in Balochistan. It's not a nation that is at peace. Now, I'm not saying that Pakistan is unique. There are other countries that have problems, but Pakistan seems to be endemic.
Yes.
I have a little different opinion on it, that when Pakistan got independence from British rule, the theory was this, that whereas the majority of the Muslims will become part of the Muslim Pakistan, and unfortunately, the Pakistan was divided into two parts, East Pakistan and West Pakistan, because the East Pakistan was also majority of the Bengalis, they are all Muslim. And unfortunately, at that time, the British rule did not decided for the Kashmir. Anyhow, that's a separate issue.
Well, Kashmir was a princely state. It wasn't.
Yeah, but this is now East Pakistan. Their culture, their language was totally different.
Yes, indeed.
And this is, unfortunately, again, I'll say that this is negligence of some leaders, that they to keep the nation
united, yes,
they start putting friction in that, and the Bengalis start saying that the West Pakistan is taking our own jutes products, money, and spending into West Pakistan, and they are giving not.
I believe that was true.
Yeah.
I mean, the records show that of the resources deployed by the central government,
yes,
a lot more went into West Pakistan than went into East Pakistan, whereas East Pakistan was the more productive part of the two parts.
It was a very difficult, there was a distance of more than 1,000 miles between East and West. And it was a difficult to rule, the both sides. And for Pakistan it was also, and the Bengalis, the Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, he started in 65, he started to take the independence for the Bengalis. So it started from there. It's not started once. And then, with the help of, India, they got independence?
Well, I would challenge that on historical basis, because Mujibur Rahman issued the 6 points. That wasn't a claim for independence. That was a request for a federalization, to put more resources and more power back into Bengal, into East Pakistan. And he wasn't trying to break up Pakistan at that time. Later he did, but after April 1971, then he said there is no reconciliation possible, we must fight, and dreadful things happened, particularly to the Bengali people, and particularly to the Hindu population of Bengal, of East Bengal. However, the reality was that the two-nation theory, with the second nation being in the west, and the other one over 1,000 miles in the east, that was never going to work. That was dysfunctional.
Yeah.
So it should have been called the three-nation theory. And if, in fact, there was people, places in central India like Hyderabad, which had a majority Muslim population, they could have called it the four-nation theory. The reality surely is that it was impossible to divide out India's Muslims from its Hindu, and they had lived reasonably well together up to the beginning of up to the end of the Second World War, when, my own personal belief is that it was the British who engineered the partition, not Jinnah. I think they encouraged Jinnah, and I think it was the British, because they wanted a buffer state. They were frightened that the Indian intellectual leaders of the Indian unity movements were leftist, and they wanted to make sure they couldn't become sympathetic with the Soviet Union. And so they wanted a buffer state, and therefore they encouraged Jinnah. We know he came to London and met the King and the Queen, and he was encouraged. He met Churchill, and he met lots of right-wing British political leaders at that time. So for me, it was British engineered, not so much Muslim League or Muhammad Ali Jinnah. However, history is history. What's done is done, and it can't be undone.
Yeah.
What is the main concern for most Westerners is these two nations are nuclear powers. There's going to be a terrible fight one day. If there is, and nuclear weapons get used, it's going to be
they are going to destroy them.
Exactly, they will destroy each other. And so, maybe, is there any hope for any peace anywhere? I'm recently helped to commission an article about the Indus Water Treaty, which is one of those treaties which India has with Pakistan, which actually works, which both nations entered into with good spirit, and it has maintained to this day. Surely there is many more issues that could be used to at least reduce the tension, if not get rid of it altogether, but to reduce the tension. The point I made earlier is, and one of the reasons why some Western observers believe that Nawaz Sharif was moved by the military, because the one force, the one player in Pakistan who do not want peace, because their raison d'etre is we have an enemy outside, we need a strong military, and the military must have the last say. And is there any hope? Is there any hope that the people of Pakistan, the common people, will start seeing it in their interests to curb the military, to stop this endless game of pointless, needless tension?
Well, my question is very simple answer. As far as the military is concerned, every country, whether it's UK or USA or any India or Pakistan, every country wanted their military, because their military is powerful military, because the military protect their country, and I would say that no doubt altogether the military ruler, the army rulers, they governed the Pakistan for almost 32 years, and unfortunately the 17 or the 19 prime minister, they have the total government of like Some of them have ruled like 4 years or 5 years, or some of them even 9 months, even some of them have 1.5 month as well. So I think there is a hope. Now the power we have right now in Pakistan, that is the power of media. Media is the third force now.
Yes.
Media is playing a very crucial role, and I believe that the military understand this very well, and they are not involving. I saw the interview last week interview from the spokesman from the army, ISPR spokesman, and he was very clear. And a couple of days back, the Senate has passed the bill. Senate has passed the bill that they want to change the syllabus. They want to change the syllabus, and most of the syllabus which inserted by the military dictator Ziaul Haq has to be removed from there, and they wanted at least 4 or 5 chapters which belongs to constitution and also democracy. And similarly, the military also wanted that they want to teach their student in their academy the constitution. Once both the institution, democratic and the military, I believe that there is a hope. And you know that the last time when Pervez Musharraf, when he was a president, and also he was the military chief, he tried to coup in 2007, but he was not succeeded.
Yes.
He was not succeeded that time.
We are about to have another commercial break, gentlemen. So, are we on it?
At Leica Mobile, we do things your way. Buy a new SIM with our UK Plan Ultra online and enjoy 15 gigabytes of ultra-fast 4G data and unlimited UK minutes and texts. All of this for the low price of just £12 for 30 days. This 50% off contract-free offer is available on our 4G LTE UK network. Don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity. Visit leicamobile.co.uk today. Terms and conditions apply. Your data, your way. Leica Mobile.
Namaskar. Namaskar. Namaste. I love India.
So, travel a lot?
No, just on business.
You love India without experiencing it.
But I have experienced it right here on Air India. I always fly Air India.
Me too.
Now fly anywhere to anywhere. Earn and redeem miles via 27 Star Alliance partners. Air India. Proud to be Indian. Proud to be global.
हजारों लोग हर रोज सुबह से रात तक कभी न कभी एमए टीवी जरूर देखते हैं. They might be your future customers, but you have to tell them about your products and services. Let's grow your business with MA TV. Advertise, promote and market your product and services on MA TV. Call MA TV Sales on 07970 337036 or 0208 795 0026. Rajneeti, supported by Sona Tours, specialized in community and religious group tours. Call Sona Tours on 0208 951 0111.
Trevor. Yeah? You're a private landlord, right? And your tenants are in a tough financial situation. They can't pay their rent, which is keeping you up at night.
Yeah, but
you're with Direct Line. They'll repay any unpaid rent until the tenants are out. So relax, Trevor. It's time for me to put you to sleep. Coco?
Landlords, Direct Line guarantees to beat the quote and renewal premium of other insurers for the same cover.
Britain's only Hindi newspaper, Jagatwani, presents British Asian Achievers Award on Friday, 13th of October 2017 at the Grosvenor House, Marriott Hotel, Park Lane, London. The awards will be attended by successful businesses, politicians. To know more about the event, please contact Manoj Kumar on 07828 125 861.
Leica presents The Bang, the tour in association with ZTV.
Hi guys, this is Sonakshi Sinha. I'm part of the very successful The Bang tour. We're coming to London and Birmingham. You guys better be there.
On Saturday, 16th September at Barclaycard Arena, Birmingham, and on Sunday, 17th September at the O2 Arena, London. For more information and tickets, visit thebang.uk.
Okay, gentlemen, before the break, we were discussing the breakup of Pakistan into its two states and the suggestion that it might or might not have religious motivations. Apparently, the general opinion is that it was political. However, there is religious factors involved in the state of Pakistan. There are religious minorities. There is a small Shia minority. There is a small Christian minority, and there are different sects of the Sunni, the Deoband and the Al Hadith and other such organizations.
Barelvi.
Ismaili.
No, yeah, Ismaili, yeah. Yeah.
There are different. It would be atrocious if they start fighting each other, and at the moment that seems to be happening. What's your take on it? Who is inspiring this religious hatred? What's going on? Where is it coming from?
Well, it comes from different player. First of all, if you will go back into history, because you read the history, before the war of Afghanistan, Pakistan, what I have seen, there was no any division. I knew that they were Ahle Tashi, which is Shia, and Sunni, but we didn't see many frictions during that time. When after the war was started in Afghanistan, and most of the Madaris cultures came from Saudi Arabia, and that really divided the country, especially because everybody wanted a power. So as far as the Sunni frictions are concerned, there were Deobandi, there were Barelvi, there were other Ahle Sunnat, there were a lot of people. So the point is that there were many players behind this. There were many players. So as far as...
In fact, when you say many players, I think there weren't that many. There were two principal players, Saudi Arabia and the United States of America. They were engaged in an anti-Soviet exercise to try to engage the Soviet Union in what they would regard as a revenge for Vietnam. The Soviets were considered to be a threat in Afghanistan because they were supporting the incumbent government against the rebels, and they decided to Islamize the rebels. And the Salafis,
yeah.
Not just a Salafist ideology, but the money as well came from Saudi Arabia into Pakistan. And the Pakistani military were delighted to receive it because they controlled the money, so they were therefore able to train terrorists to help the Afghan Taliban to get rid of the Soviets. And then when the Americans walked away afterwards, they were then able to turn those towards India and perpetuate the terrorism that goes on today. What is the solution? Can religious minorities play any part in helping to solve problems in Pakistan?
What do you say?
Well, my answer is definitely religious parties can play a very vital part, and I can tell you that the narrative before the attack on the school, when almost like army school,
yes.
when 150 children were killed. I can tell you the narrative was different of the religious minority because nobody was ready to accept that the suicide bombing is right or wrong. But after that, everybody realized, because the military has taken over. And I believe that if all the religious party on one agenda, that okay, we have to eliminate hatred, we have to eliminate the extremism from our country, and I think that's the solution. And how it comes, because it comes after in 1979 when the syllabus was changed. And who was the architect? It's not only the religious party, because the late dictator Ziaul Haq, he was also very much motivated, and who was funding? You rightly mentioned that the Saudiya was there that time. So I think the religious party can play their role, and there are some religious leaders who raised their voices, and they are still raising their voices. I think there is a solution that there won't be any. I won't agree that Pakistan establishment or the government of Pakistan behind this, that they will send somebody to fight in India, or that there might be possible, there would be some non-state actors. It is not the state actors.
Well, I don't know, is that true? The ISI have a reputation for training terrorists and launching them into Kashmir and into India. Kashmir is seen by Pakistan as India's weak point, and I think the Pakistani military do everything they can to exploit that, and they do train terrorists and send them in.
This is you are saying that.
I think it's been...
we don't agree with that.
I think most Western opinion believes that to be the truth. There have been many... I mean, the attack on Bombay came straight from Pakistan, and it was a Lashkar-e-Taiba. And these people, Lashkar-e-Jangi, they're considered by most people to be ISI assets.
I think so. I think so. And in the beginning, I mentioned about Kashmir as well. When India and Pakistan was divided, there was one part which is, the Kashmir, which was not, solved at that time. It was undecided.
Yes.
And the people of Pakistan are not against of India, and the people of India are not against of Pakistani people.
Indeed not. They are not natural enemies.
The only problem is the Kashmir.
Yes.
If the UNO or the superpowers sit down together and solve this problem of Kashmir once forever, or if they want independence, give them independence. If they want to go to India, let them go to India. Or if they want to join the Pakistan, they are most welcome. They must come to join the Pakistan. The problem will solve in that region.
Well, that would be true, and there has been some opinion polls conducted by King's College London, which showed quite conclusively that more than 90% of the people of the valley do not want to merge with Pakistan. They want independence, but they don't want to be merged with Pakistan. And so,
but they don't want to merge in India as well.
No, exactly. They want independence.
Yeah.
They want independence, but that means independence from Pakistan. And unfortunately, Pakistan's alleged interest in the freedom of the Kashmiri people is really just a bit of hogwash. If the Indian army withdrew from Kashmir on Sunday evening, on Monday morning, the Kashmiri people would wake up to the Pakistani army in control of them. So, yes, international collaboration, international, if you like, arbitration, perhaps a condominium of some sort could be worked out, where the country could get independence in everything except in its terms of its foreign affairs and its defense, where the other two nations, India and Pakistan, would have a kind of triumvirate overseeing role, maybe something like that in the future. However, that's for the future. There is another problem, incidentally, in Balochistan. Balochistan at the moment is a lot of bad things are happening in Balochistan, and there is insurgency there. But I would like also to come back to broaden the debate, if you like, to Afghanistan. We need a solution to Afghanistan as well, because Mr. Trump has just decided to a new surge, a new military surge. And yet history tells us that it doesn't matter how many troops you put into countries. If the people want independence, if they want freedom, they're going to get it one way or the other. And all that Mr. Trump can do is delay them. So let's hope.
I think so. As you are saying, about the Balochistan, we don't deny that, and we agree that there is some problems, and that is only because of the leaders, the Balochi leaders, the angry leaders all the Baluchi people are not asking for the independence. They want to live with the Pakistan, because I'm from Balochistan.
You are?
Yes, I'm from Quetta. I'm from Balochistan. So that is why I know the reality.
Yes.
Every Balochi is not in the favor of independence. There are only some people who are, against of the country. And that is a very tiny majority. They are not in majority. They are very tiny people. They are asking for independence.
Well, you're saying a small majority,
no,
but there is also a silent majority.
Silent. I want to add,
one doesn't know how they feel.
I want to add something more in this. The Kashmir. If India give independence to Kashmir, India has to give independence to Punjab as well, because they are also there is a problem in Punjab as well.
Indeed,
so both countries
yes,
are facing these problems.
Yes.
Not only the Pakistan.
I think Punjab is a different case.
No, it's not a different case. No, both countries are in the difficult situation. They both are facing the problem. And I have told you that there are tiny people also in the Punjab, also in the. I'm not saying that the majority of the Punjab, they want independence from India. No, there's a tiny people who create...
A small minority of Khalistani supporters. That may well be the case, but they don't have sufficient... We've got 5 minutes left.
I will just answer your question, because you said earlier that there is a perception that the attack in Bombay, I don't think so. There is any backing from the government, and as I mentioned, there would be non-state actor. Similarly, in Balochistan, the insurgency, the perception or the reality is that the man who was caught in Balochistan, Kulbhushan Singh, he's from India. Yes. He was caught there, so we cannot deny this. But as far as the relationship between Pakistan and India is concerned, I think both countries have to think that we are neighbor. We cannot change our neighbors. Not at all. Pakistan has to live there, and India has to. They are friend. Everybody. When we had a cricket match in the past, everybody loved their cricket, and even today. But unfortunately, the history teaches us none of the prime minister. The last Mr. Modi, he visited Pakistan, but that was a private visit. I think the leaders from India, they also have to visit Pakistan. Every prime minister visited India, and I think they have to show this gesture as well.
And the superpowers has to play their role.
Yes. As Winston Churchill said, jaw is better than war.
Yeah.
Yes.
Certainly. But one point on Balochistan, which I can't leave for this debate, is the fact that the Baluchis were never asked if they wanted to join Pakistan. They were acceded to Pakistan by the British, who had no right to actually include Balochistan when Sindh, Punjab, and the Northwest Territories became part of Pakistan. Balochistan had not been a part of the Raj.
In the beginning
it wasn't. And Jinnah, in fact, do you know that Jinnah, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, was the lawyer who represented the Khan of Kalat. He represented him and presented his case for Balochistan becoming an independent state. But then, after Pakistan was formed, Jinnah tore that. He had a standstill agreement with the Khan of Kalat, but he tore it up afterwards. But that's history. It's done. These are done deals. The point is that they do represent possible areas of future conflict, and those of us who have an interest in establishing peace and goodwill amongst men, we should be trying to find ways to solve these problems rather than to exacerbate them. What I, therefore, we've got 2 minutes left, gentlemen, and in that moment, a very quick word. How do you see, what moves do you see India and Pakistan making to try to resolve differences? Well, I mentioned earlier on the Indus Water Treaty.
Yes, that was.
Are there other such possibilities?
Well, the first thing is that, and the second is the free trade. I think if they will start the free trade, and also the visa free for some of the business people, and I think that that will open the doors for both the countries.
Good thinking. Do you add to that, or?
No, I think so it's enough. I think. So.
I think if Kashmir, if the LOC,
Kashmir,
if they allow people to travel across freely, yes. that would be.
We want the good relationship in both countries.
Okay.
And we don't want, war, because war is not the solution of.
Nobody's going to benefit from war.
And it's not in the favor of our both countries. Yeah. Both countries are not poor; they are not well established. Yes. So they are. I think so. We have to, join hand together.
Indeed. And let us hope and pray that that is something that will happen and will evolve in the future. And I want to thank both of you two gentlemen for participating today, Mr. John Bosco.
In the prayer. So can I ask Mr. Bosco to pray for both countries, please?
Yes, only very quickly, because we've only got seconds left. In fact, I don't think we have time. We've only got seconds. Yes. I need to just mention to the audience that this program will be aired again. And also next Wednesday, the Rajneeti will be on a subject concerning a British city, namely Rotherham, at the same time next Wednesday. So please do tune in. By all means, finish now with a prayer, if you wish, Mr. John Bosco.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity, dear Lord, you have provided us. Thank you for this program, dear Lord. We pray for both of our country, Pakistan and India, and for the people of India and Pakistan. Dear Lord, these countries, dear Lord, we pray for the protection of these people, and dear Lord, we pray for the solution of both the country, and dear Lord, we like to establish a good relation between these two countries, and we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Time up, we're off time. You just finished just on time.
Yeah.
Well done, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Same here.